All right. The war of words began between Devin Haney and Javier Fortuna's team. Javier Fortuna's team says that Eddie Hearn is lowballing him and thinks this dude is trying to get up out of this fight. I don't think that's possible, but let's talk about that and what they said in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Subscribe, man, subscribe. Also, thank you to the live stream community and the Patreon community. Thank you guys for your support on a daily basis. You guys really make the channel click. Make sure you come to OG Boxing Talk this Sunday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with my co-host Blood Boxing, Curtis Anderson, KQKC, and Trap House Boxing out of the great state of Florida. We're going to chop it up about this week in boxing. One of the topics I'm sure we're going to cover is this Devin Haney and Javier Fortuna. Look, I think this is a trap fight. I really do. And I think that Eddie Hearn knows it's a trap fight. Funny business. Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion, and he has been put in a funny position. He wanted Vasily Lomachenko, but what he got instead was Javier Fortuna. That is a high-risk, high-reward fight, and a high-risk, and in exchange for a high-risk, a higher risk, I mean, not quite as high, but a high-risk, low reward type of fight with Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna, if you do not recall, because I know there's a lot of people really big on Devin Haney right now, myself included, very talented young fighter, is 20 years old, out of, I think he's from California, originally relocated to and fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Trainer is Bill Haney, used to be trained by or was helped to be developed at a stage in his career by the future Hall of Famer, if he's not already in the Hall of Fame, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Senior, or Floyd Joy Mayweather Sr. But Javier Fortuna is a former world champion and somebody that has been in multiple world championships and has never been an easy out for anybody. He's very dirty. He's very awkward. He's skilled. He's strong. And look, man, this could be a tough fight for Devin Haney. But that said, Javier Fortuna came out, and his manager came out and said that they think that this is going to be the first real fight of Devin Haney's career. And I will agree with this. This is going to be the toughest fight of Devin Haney's career. Mind you, though, that Devin Haney has mashed everybody that he's fought, so that might not be saying much. However, it is going to be the toughest on paper in Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna is he's no joke, man. He's no joke. But what I found interesting was that they said that Eddie Hearn was already lowballing them. And that's where they are, because right now the WBC ordered the fight, but if they cannot come to a settlement within, I think it's like maybe the first week of December. Man, thank you guys in the comment section. You guys will always let me know the specific facts that I might be missing in the comment section. That's why we get these great knowledgeable fight fans on this channel. Not sure what the exact date was that they have, but there was going to be a purse bid if they cannot come to a conclusion. So they are now, they being Devin Haney's team and Fortuna's team, are currently in negotiations. Their team, Javier Fortuna's team, says that Eddie Hearn is already lowballing them, and they see this going to a purse bid. They also said that they believe that because, that the low balls are coming, because that's the best way to duck somebody when you really don't want to fight them, is you offer them less money than they're worth, or that they believe that they're worth. And then therefore they're going to, they dump out of the fight. But I don't believe that Eddie Hearn is in a situation to do that right now. There's going to be a mandatory split for the purses between the fighters. And I do believe is just say it's 60-40 if you're the number one contender, or 7-30 if you're not, but just say that it's a 70-30 split. So whatever the purse is, in order for Devin Haney to get $1 million for the fight, then that has to be 70%. That has to be 70% of whatever the number of the purse is. So it wouldn't make any sense for Javier Fortuna to take any number below 30% of the total value of the purse. So it's of the purse bid, right? Of what the purse bid would be. And I'm sure Devin Haney is going to have some minimums in there for championship fights and amount of money that Devin Haney himself is going to want for the fight. So they're going to have to go through that process. The danger for that is that Eddie Hearn loses the purse bid, because Eddie Hearn very well might lose the purse bid. Eddie Hearn, I don't know of Eddie Hearn having won a purse bid. I don't recall of it happened in the last 2 years. I do recall that he doing some things to try to avoid getting into a purse bid in the case of Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. But the other, when it didn't include Anthony Joshua, I've noticed that Eddie Hearn usually walks away from the fight, like he did in the case where he lost a purse bid that included a fight with I think it was maybe even if it was Pulev and White, one of those guys, but he just kind of walked away from it because of an American promoter that I had never heard of, and I don't think very many people had heard of before, beat him in a purse bid. So there ain't no guarantee that Eddie Hearn's going to be able to win this purse bid, which could mean that it could wind up being a fight that's aired on Fox, or a fight that's aired on Showtime, or a fight that's aired on ESPN. Because when you bid and you win a purse bid, you get to sell the television rights and determine what channel that fight's going to be on. So all that stuff is going to be, if they go to a purse bid, is going to be very interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. But the reason why I say I think this is a trap fight, man, is because it's just inexplicable to me that they would have Javier Fortuna be this guy's mandatory in his second fight. His first fight as the champion. That's him being given the belt when Lomachenko ducked it, right? So he fought that guy out of Puerto Rico. He wins that fight. But that was the first fight that he actually walked in the ring with a championship. There's kind of a way to think about it that he won the belt that night. Okay? He walked into the ring with it, but if he had lost the fight, then he wouldn't have been the champion, and all he would have ever been is somebody that held the belt without ever having won a fight. Right? Which might be a record in boxing. That'd have been crazy. But I consider, for all intents and purposes, in a practical sense, that this particular fight with Javier Fortuna is Devin Haney's first fight as a lightweight champion. If it wasn't for the franchise belt, that's what the case would be. And that, to me, seems like a very rough match, dude. Like, why would you make, first of all, the vacant title fight, that was mandated by the WBC between Lomachenko and Luke Campbell. That was mandated. So it wasn't the champion vacated. There was no mandatory before that. But so that the WBC mandated the fight between Lomachenko and Haney. Then there's one more fight in the champion for the championship for the WBC, and then there's another mandatory that comes after that. And stylistically, I'm telling you, that is about as bad a matchup as you can give for Devin Haney at lightweight. I mean, other than somebody that already has a big name and somebody that is already, an established champion. Javier Fortuna, I mean, it's basically like him making Devin Haney's mandatory Robert Easter Jr. right off the cuff. That's, for inexperienced kid, man, that's just, I have to think that they knew what they were doing, man. And they're trying to make it rough. They're trying to make it rough on Devin Haney. I also believe that the low ball that Eddie Hearn is accused of coming out with may have something to do with the fact that Eddie Hearn has to know that as well. This Javier Fortuna fight is just, God, dog, man, it's not even like a Ray Beltran fight. I mean, if they would have ordered I think Ray Beltran is an easier fight for Devin Haney than Javier Fortuna is. I would take Javier Fortuna over Ray Beltran every day of the week. I would take matter of fact, I would take Javier Fortuna over Jorge Linares. I would take Javier Fortuna over Pedraza. I would take Javier Fortuna over Luke Campbell, or very, very close, a good fight with Luke Campbell. But I would take Javier Fortuna over those guys. And just to have him be there that quick, that's just something doesn't seem right. Something don't seem right to me about that, man. But anyway, we'll see what happens and whether this fight actually gets made. But, you know, again, there's no place really for Eddie Hearn to go. Because it's not like he has another belt at 135 pounds or another situation that he could take Devin Haney to. So I think we'll see this fight, and I wish the best for Devin Haney, but it just seems like a setup fight to me. Anyway, it is what it is. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.